Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Small reminder, you're stepping into the dangerous world of Shadows of the Knot. This is a chapter 10, Hard Truths. Let's begin. The reinforced panic room was dim and silent. The only sounds the low hum of the air filtration system and the steady beep of medical monitors. Kai lay unconscious on the narrow but comfortable bed, his auburn hair damp with sweat. The fresh bandage on his side already showing a faint bloom of red where the graze had reopened during the fight. The sedative the Volkovs had used was strong, but Dr. Lena had countered it with an antagonist shot. Now he was simply sleeping it off, chest rising and falling in shallow rhythm. Viktor Draven sat in the chair beside the bed, elbows on his knees, hands clasped so tightly his knuckles were white. A fresh bandage covered the graze on his own shoulder and the tranq dart sight on his thigh. The drugs had worn off, but the fury and fear still burned hot in his chest. The door slid open with a soft hiss. Marcus stepped inside, Vic's right-hand man for 8 years. The only person besides Kai who had ever seen the Alpha truly rattled. Marcus closed the door behind him and leaned against it, arms crossed over his broad chest. "Boss," he said quietly, voice respectful but firm. "We've secured the building. 3 Volkovs dead, 2 in the basement for questioning. The rest scattered, but this was too close. Way too close." Vik didn't look up. His eyes stayed fixed on Kai's sleeping face. They almost took him. They knew exactly who he was the moment they saw that footage from the club. Marcus exhaled slowly. "Yeah, and that's the problem." He paused, choosing his words carefully. "You are Viktor Draven, head of the Draven Syndicate, the coldest, most calculated alpha this city has ever seen. Your people look to you because you don't have weaknesses. You don't hesitate. You don't bleed for anyone. That's what keeps the Pax loyal. That's what keeps the Volkovs afraid." Vik's jaw tightened. "Get to the point, Marcus." Marcus pushed off the door and took a step closer. "The point is this. Right now, every man downstairs knows there's an Omega in this penthouse. Your Omega, faded, and the Volkovs know it too. They're not going to stop. They'll throw everything they have at us, more raids, more ambushes, more snatch teams, because they've found the one thing that can make you bleed. You can't fight a war like that with your head turned toward him every 5 seconds." Vik finally lifted his gaze, ice blue eyes flashing with warning. "He's not just some distraction. He's mine." "I know," Marcus said, unflinching. "And that's exactly why you have to do the smart thing. The boss thing. Send him away. There's a safe house upstate, the old mountain compound we used during the last territory war. It's off-grid, heavily guarded, completely unknown to the Volkovs. He stays there with a small, loyal team until we crush the Volkovs once and for all. Minimum until we win. No contact that can be traced. No risks." Vik rose slowly, towering over Marcus. The air in the panic room grew thick with alpha dominance. "You want me to send my fated mate away? While he's injured and the suppressants are barely holding?" Marcus didn't back down. He had earned the right to speak this truth years ago. "Yes, because you're the most important person to this syndicate. Not just to Kai, to every man who wears your mark. To every family that depends on our protection, to the entire East Coast Underground. If you fall, because you're distracted protecting him, everything collapses. The Volkovs win, and Kai loses you anyway." A long, heavy silence stretched between them. Vik turned back to the bed. Kai stirred slightly in his sleep, a soft, pained sound escaping his lips. The sight twisted something deep in Vik's chest, the cold, emotionless Mafia boss, warring with the Alpha, whose every instinct screamed to keep his Omega close. To claim him. To never let him out of sight again. Marcus's voice softened, but stayed resolute. "You've built this empire on logic, not feelings. Use that now. Send him to the safe house. Keep him alive. Keep yourself focused. Win the war. Then bring him back and bond him properly. That's the best way to protect what's yours." Vik's hands clenched at his sides. He knew Marcus was right. The calculation was brutal, but flawless. Every second Kai stayed here increased the danger to Kai, to Vic, to the entire syndicate. The Volkovs had already proven they could reach the penthouse. A second attempt would be smarter, deadlier. Finally, Vic spoke, voice low and edged with ice. "Prepare the convoy. Quietly. We move him at midnight. Only for men you personally trust. No one else knows the location. Not even me until it's done." Marcus nodded once, relief flickering across his face. "Understood, boss." As Marcus turned to leave, Vic added without looking back, "And Marcus, if anything happens to him while he's gone, I will burn this city to ash with you in it." "Won't happen," Marcus replied quietly. "You have my word." The door hissed shut again, leaving Vic alone with his sleeping Omega. He sat back down on the edge of the bed and brushed a strand of auburn hair from Kai's forehead. The touch was gentler than anything the cold Alpha had ever allowed himself. For a long moment, he simply watched Kai breathe, memorizing the sharp line of his jaw, the faint freckles across his nose that only showed up close, the way his lips parted slightly in sleep. "You're going to hate me for this," Vic whispered, voice barely audible. "My rebellious little Omega. You'll fight it with everything you have, but I need you alive. More than I need air, more than I need this empire." Kai shifted again, murmuring something incoherent. His fingers twitched as if reaching for Vic, even in unconsciousness. Vic leaned down and pressed a slow, possessive kiss to Kai's temple, breathing in the muted but still intoxicating scent of dark cherry and gunpowder. "When this war is over," he promised against warm skin, "I'm coming for you. And nothing, not Volkovs, not suppressants, not your stubborn pride will keep me from claiming what's mine." Outside the panic room, preparations for the secret extraction had already begun. The safest place for Kai was no longer at Viktor's side. At least, not until the blood stopped flowing. And that's the end of Chapter 10. After the brutal attack on the penthouse, the Volkovs' threat has become too dangerous to ignore. Marcus, Viktor's right-hand man, delivers a harsh truth. As long as Kai stays by his side, he will always be a target. As a result, Viktor is forced to make one of the hardest decisions of his life. If you're enjoying Shadows of the Knot, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next episode.